Hi, this is Ashley Austin from headquarters, and we're here at MJBiz. I have Brett joining me from CannaBIZ Collects as their managing partner. Thanks so much, Brett, for joining me.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Awesome. So let's just jump right in. Tell me a little bit about how you got your start in cannabis, your journey, and what ultimately led you to CannaBIZ Collects.
Absolutely. So it's been a journey. I started my career in 2015 outside of Aspen, Colorado. I was hired as basically the assistant to the CEO of a cannabis company. I was tasked with, hey, let's raise a bunch of money and build out this brand new vertically integrated operation. So I helped them raise about $20 million, built out an entire cannabis company, and they actually promoted me to CEO at the age of 24, just because the CEO had to leave and I was the only one that kind of was there that had a business degree. So it was a great experience. I was not qualified for the job, but I'm glad I was there at the right time. And long story short, we were extending terms to our retailers to try to have more sales velocity through dispensaries. It's a good idea in theory, but we were owed a bunch of money, which led me to kind of focus the last 8-9 years on totally collections, AR management, credit collections being the biggest problem that I see and that I saw in 2015, and now it's just becoming a bigger issue. So that's why I'm here today.
Yeah, I would say AR and collection support is definitely something that we see plaguing most markets in the industry, and it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it is a very real problem that operators and brands need to figure out how to combat. So how does CannaBIZ Collects kind of help them with that solution?
Absolutely. So we are the first and leading cannabis collection agency. So we handle all escalated third-party debt collection issues. So when something goes 90, 120 days old, that's not collected. Clients banging their head against the door saying, what should I do with this? What should I do with this customer? That's where we are. That's where we stand. Totally contingency based. If we can't collect, our clients don't pay, so we prevent the industry from throwing good money after bad. And if we can't collect, we actually have a exclusive network of attorneys across the country. We can actually get judgments and litigate these claims without having to put that pressure on our clients to do so. So, with that, plus now we're getting into more credit modeling, credit scoring, and credit reporting. We're trying to provide a proactive approach as well to not only help the cannabis industry collect money, but try to prevent the issues from happening in the first place.
That makes a ton of sense, and I, like I said, think it's a very real problem that you guys are helping solve. So with that being said, what's the goal or the future with the new business venture that you guys are headed out on?
Absolutely. Yeah, so Cannabis Credit Association, the CCA, is the new, basically the first credit reporting bureau agency in the industry. Call us like the Dun & Bradstreet for cannabis. Backed by all the data we have from our collection business, and we have a lot of clients, fortunately or unfortunately on collections, they're providing AR data to us in order for us to aggregate information and provide credit scores and risk monitoring to the industry. So next year we're really focusing on doing what we do best, which is collecting money, and at the same time our sister company is working with our clients to help them educate and make more educated decisions and risk assessments before just blindly extending credit terms.
That makes a ton of sense, and I think something that we really need, because to your point, data-backed informed business decisions I think is where this industry is going. We see it all the time with headquarters clients wanting to have clean and accurate reporting on all of the data points that they have access to, but then also being able to take that information and turn it into something that you can use as an actionable insight for your business. So I think, to your point, being able to utilize that data that you have available and leverage it as you're making these business decisions on which accounts you want to actually engage in, it's where the industry needs to head in order to keep those AR arrears down and actually stay profitable and have that cash flow that they're looking for. So in 2026, is that your main focus, or is there anything else you have in store that you guys are looking forward to?
Great question. I mean, absolutely. We want to just keep staying in our lane, being very focused on helping this problem get solved. And I think one of the big issues around this issue is just integrations and partnerships. People are logging into so many different systems, and I know that that's what you guys do really well, is help integrate data and business decisions in one central hub. Well, for us, it's like, how can we get our credit and collection information in a place that reduces friction with our clients to make decisions quickly and not have to even think about the burden of, oh man, I have to pull a credit report or a credit score to make a decision. I'd rather just make that decision and deal with the collections later, versus how can we really provide that information in a way that's easy to use for our clients. And I think that's going to go hand in hand with which partners to work with and be very strategic around, integrations.
Yeah. And ultimately, if you continue to have that kind of expand, the goal would be that the industry kind of changes, and hopefully it helps combat these aging reports that just keep increasing, retailers that don't feel the need or urgency to pay on time, and really putting both operators in a really, really difficult situation. So hopefully having this kind of education around the options around there and being able to leverage that should ultimately help change the industry in a positive way.
We hope so. I think people like you and me and what we're doing, we're trying to put the industry in a better place, solving big problems, and that's really all you can do right now. I think there's a little bit more optimism than I felt like there was going to be at the show, which I like. Yeah. And I think that's because there are people here trying to solve really important problems and working together to figure out how to keep the industry moving forward in the right way.
And creative problem solving, because we don't have the same resources that maybe some of these other industries do to build out robust solutions. You really have to get creative with knowing what your operators can afford to, bring on as an additional resource, as an additional tool in their arsenal, but at the same time making sure that it's actually effective. And that is a difficult balance that I think you guys are really trying hard to be strategic about, making sure that it's a middle ground between the two.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, what is your main goal to get out of MJBiz this year then?
Main goal, honestly, I'm trying to just have a fresh lens, not be too anxious about trying to hit every single booth and trying to just focus sales. I think right now I just want to be curious. I want to have, impactful relationships and conversations. I have a great team here with me, which makes me feel a little bit better than having to do that, which is awesome. And yeah, I just want to meet great people and really just make sure that I have a good pulse on the industry so I can keep tackling the problems that are most needed.
Love to hear it. Well, thank you so much, Brett. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us for 2026.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.